Oh yeah, here we go into series, a very important yet simple idea that is going to be around for quite some time now, the rest of this chapter and the next one. So let's dive. So what is a series? It is the sum of a sequence, right? So let's say that you had something like this. Let's say that you had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we stop there, and that's your sequence. That would be a sequence, right? So I'll just write here, sequence. And then what would make it a series? Very simply, taking those numbers and adding them together. That's it. 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5. We've actually done things with series before, way back when you learned to first integrate, when you were repeatedly adding areas of rectangles. That was actually a series, right? When you add any kind of sequence up. And so we've got symbols for that in math. This is known as sigma, Greek letter. Well, and it's a little scary, but it just means find the sum. That's it. And this is known as the index right here. Like in an index in a book, it tells you where to find certain things. It tells you where to find set terms. And this would be the sequence. So you're adding up all the terms of this sequence, starting with the 0th term. In a sequence, you have to start at 1, but in a series, you can start as low as 0. And then we're going to go by 1 each time, just like in a sequence. So it'd be a sub 0 plus a sub 1 plus a sub 2 plus a sub 3 plus a sub 4 plus a sub 5. And that would be a finite sequence. We stop at 5 because that upper value tells you, hey, stop at 5. Then here we've got the infinite series. That's where we're going to be spending all our time in this chapter. And that, again, is done the same way, except it doesn't stop. We'd start at a sub 0 plus a sub 1 plus a sub 2 plus a sub 3 plus, and you put a dot, dot, dot to indicate that you keep going, out to what is known as the nth term. And then you continue on from there and you never stop adding. Interesting. So we're going to be looking at mostly infinite series. They're extremely important in mathematics, but I wanted you to see what a finite one was. So again, each of these a sub n's are the sequences we've been studying earlier in this lesson, and we're just going to be adding the terms in a sequence. That's it. All right, so let's see how this is done. So the instructions here say expand and evaluate each finite series. Okay. So what this means is I want you to get used to knowing how to add a finite series. In some BC calculus classes and calculus 2 classes in college, you're not going to be asked to do this. And in others you will be. So I want you ready for it. So how do we do this? Well, we literally start at the first term because that's what our index tells us to do. And then we're going to add the first 6 terms, starting with the first term, then second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, that upper bound tells us to end at. So we start with the first term, that'd be 2 times 1 plus 1. I'm going to put that in parentheses here. Plus 2 times, now we're at the second value in the sequence, 2 times 2 plus 1. And then we're going to go to the third term in this series. So that'd be 2 times 3 plus 1. Plus 2 times 4 plus 1. And you don't have to show out this work. I'm just doing it so you see what's going on in my noggin. Plus 2 times 5 plus 1. See if we can fit this in here all on one line. Can we do it? Plus 2 times 6 plus 1. We can. Wow. So that's what a series is, a finite series. And let's just evaluate this. 2 times 1 plus 1 is 3. Plus this would be 5. This right here would be 7. Looks like we're going up by odd numbers each time. This right here would be 9. This would be 11 when you simplify it. And then this would be 13. And we add all of that up. 3 and 5 is 8. 15 when you add 7, add 9, you get 24, and 11 is 35, and 13 is 48. That's it. That is the sum of that series. It's evaluating that one. Let's do this one. So the difference here is that our sequence, j squared, is different than the 2k plus 1. And notice we have different variables sometimes we use. I'll be using n's mostly in later lessons, but for now I'm just mixing up the variables. So I'm going to start at j equals 3 and end at j equals 7 and go up by 1s to evaluate each of the sequences, again, starting from the beginning, going all the way out to the end. All right? Very, very cool stuff as we start from our leftmost value, going all the way out to our rightmost value. Okay, here we go. So starting at j equals 3, I've got 3 squared, plus the next term is 4 squared, plus 5 squared, nice, plus 6 squared, very nice, plus 7 squared. Okay, and we end there. And how do I know to end there? Because this upper value is the last value that we have. So now we just need to simplify. Super simple. 3 squared is 9, 4 squared is 16, 5 squared is 25, 6 squared is 36, and 7 squared is 49. Just be careful adding all this up. 9 and 16 is 25, and 25 is 50, and 36 is 86, and 49 is going to be, let's see, 135, I believe. 135, very cool, and that would be the series, finite series, sum from 3 to 7. Sometimes some professors and teachers will call this part what is known as the summand, the j squared and the 2k plus 1. Again, that's your sequence, and the series is telling you how to add, right? What number to start with, what number to add with, and always go up by ones in a series when you are plugging in the values. It's not bad, really not bad. Okay, last but certainly not least, we are going to be taking a look at infinite series, and we'll end it there on this lesson. The next one we'll talk about partial sums, which is very cool. But for now, infinite series, have no fear, just want you to get used to expanding them out. That's where we're going to be spending most of our time, right? Because infinite series are actually used in a variety, believe it or not, of applications to get exact values. More on that in the distant future, which will be here before you know it. Write the first 4 terms and the nth term of each infinite series. So essentially, I'm expanding this out. So again, we're going to start out by plugging in n equals 1. So that'd be 1 over 1. The next term would be the second term, which would be 1 over 2. And then we add 1 over, the next term is 3. And the last term here is 1 over 4 because we want the first 4 terms and the nth term of each infinite series. So you could either write nth term down here equals or do plus dot 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 plus, here's the nth term, 1 over n. And the nth term is essentially the term that describes to you the pattern, right? Just like we saw in sequences. So that's it. And I like to do the plus dot 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 afterwards to say, hey, it keeps going. And this is just the pattern we're going in. And it's very neat. I do the plus dot 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 plus here to show that other numbers may have been entered in here. We generalize it here and then don't stop. That's it. For this one here, we'll do it again. So this is going to be 1/2 to the 0. That's what this pattern is telling us to do, plus 1/2 to the 1. We'll do the first 4 terms, plus 1/2 to the 2, plus 1/2 to the 3. That's the first 4 terms, plus dot dot dot, plus, and now we're going to put 1/2 to the k, or 1 over 2k, however you want to write it. Does not matter. Both are correct, and then we continue on. So let's simplify that down a little bit. 1/2 to the 0 is 1. 1/2 to the 1 is 1/2. 1/2 squared is 1/4. 1/2 cubed is 1/8. Plus 1/2, or 1 to the 2k, plus dot dot dot. That's it. There's your first 1, 2, 3, 4 terms and the nth term of the infinite series. And a couple of important points, actually 3 of them here. We've got, just because a sequence converges does not mean its infinite series does. This is actually known as the harmonic series right here. Isn't that cool? So I'm going to write that down so you see it. It's got a lot to do with music theory, believe it or not. I'm not going to get into that in this class, but it is cool. The harmonic series, and even though that sequence converges, right, 1 over n, the limit as n goes to infinity of 1 over n goes to 0. This converges. Even though that's the truth, the series we're going to find out down the road does not converge. The sum of all these terms will not go to a finite value. And the sum of these terms, well, it actually does end up going to a finite value. And we're going to see how to show that again in later lessons. But for now, I want you to know that just because the sequence converges does not necessarily mean that the sum of the infinitely many terms does converge. That's an important fact. Often we're not actually able to find the actual sum. For instance, we might not know what the actual harmonic series sum is, and most series we don't know the true sums out to infinity, but we can estimate it to a certain degree of error, a lot of these series, and I'll show you that down the road. So like if you go out to the 5 billionth term, you're going to get a pretty decent idea of what the first 5 billion terms are, but it diverges. So you're going to see that this goes to infinity. This one we're able to actually find the actual sum of. That's a rare one. We'll see that later. So often though, don't be disappointed, you're not able to find the exact sum of an infinite series. And last but not least, in the rest of the chapter, what it's going to be about is the different types of series and whether they converge or diverge. That's it. That's the big part, is whether or not the series converge or diverge. All right, that's it for now. I cannot wait to see you in the next lesson. Until then, peace.